How's it going, everybody? It's Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing well today. So then, guys, it's that time of the week. It's time for your predicted 11 for the Leeds United versus Everton game that's taking place at Ellen Road, a packed out Ellen Road on Saturday afternoon. I will be joined shortly by a very special guest, Cameron from TheMightyBlues YouTube channel. He'll be giving his thoughts on the Everton predicted 11 and just his overall thoughts going into this game against Leeds on Saturday. But firstly, you will be hearing from me, guys. So just before we get into it, smash the like button, please subscribe, share your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. And yeah, let's get into it then. So, in goal, obviously we're going with Ilan Meslier. Wasn't at fault for any of the goals at Old Trafford. And I still think that he is in for a fantastic season. He started off in the Premier League really well last season, and I think it's going to be his first experience of playing in front of a full Ellen Road, so it'll be nice to see how he adapts to that. I think he'll be absolutely fine. At right back, we're going to go with Luke Ayling. Apart from his beauty of a goal at Old Trafford on Saturday, I thought it was quite poor. So I will be hoping for a much improved performance from Bill Ayling on Saturday. Centre-back partnership. So Bielsa may say that Llorente is fit. He may say he isn't fit. I think if he is fit, and if he says he's fit, I think he starts alongside Pascal Strike. If he isn't fit and he still needs more time to get over that injury that he got in pre-season, I think the centre-back partnership will be Koch and Cooper, from what I'm hearing. Koch in his preferred position of centre-back. I think at DM he was woeful. And I don't blame him now. I mean, after the game, it was quite raw and I did kind of nail him a little bit, but having had time to think about it, he shouldn't have been in that place anyway. I think we had Phillips on the bench, and it's still quite bizarre that he didn't make an appearance. And yeah, at left back, we'll start with Junior Firpo. He did come on at half-time at Old Trafford. Didn't really do much, but let's be honest, nobody did. So I won't judge him on that. First game in front of a packed out Ellen Road for him as well, which will be some experience, I can tell you that. And yeah, hopefully he can link up well down the left-hand side with Jack Harrison. So in DM, we'll have the Yorkshire Perlo back, Calvin Phillips. I think we definitely saw at Old Trafford that Calvin Phillips is integral to how we play. If anyone else plays there, we look absolutely a shambles in midfield, and unfortunately, Koch did make us woeful in that area. I think Phillips is integral in terms of breaking our play up and setting off our counter-attacks. Me personally, I think he'll have a really good game here. He did in both games last season, and I expect the same on Saturday. More up the pitch then into the midfield. From what I'm hearing, we're going to start with Rafinha on the right, with a central midfield partnership of Stuart Dallas and Matthias Klick. I think Rodrigo's going to drop to the bench just after his minor knock at Old Trafford. And on the left, as I've already briefly touched upon, Jack Harrison. I hope he and Firpo can form a really good partnership down that left-hand side. And I think that's where Everton will need to focus on if they're going to stop us from playing. I think a lot of play will go down that left-hand side and the right, if I'm honest with you, with Ayling and Rafinha. And up top, it's none other than Patrick Bamford. Didn't get enough service at Old Trafford, but let's be honest, we could barely get out of our own half at times, so I don't blame him for that at all. Hopefully, he will have another great season and push for that England spot. So yeah, that is my predicted 11. Overall thoughts on this game, very briefly. I mean, I will be sharing my pre-match thoughts tomorrow evening on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel, guys. So keep an eye out for that. But just very briefly, you know, Everton. I have a lot of time for Everton as a club. You know, historic club, really good fan base, and a really good team. I think the drop down from Benitez, from Ancelotti, it's not really an upgrade, but I think he can kind of steady the ship a bit and, you know, hopefully get them playing a lot better, because halfway through last season, I think they started to decline. Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison are definitely two standout players that we need to be wary of, especially from set pieces with Calvert-Lewin. Don't give away silly free kicks in silly areas would be a great start. But yeah, I think Leeds will be absolutely fine in this game. But as I said, check out my pre-match thoughts tomorrow for that. So then, guys, now we're going to hand over to Cameron from the Mighty Blues YouTube channel to share his opinions. Over to you, Cameron.
Hello everybody over on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. My name is Cameron. I run the Everton fan channel, The Mighty Blues. Charlie has kindly asked me to come on this morning and talk a little bit about our upcoming Premier League fixture against you guys at Ellen Road on Saturday afternoon. A tough game for Everton. Obviously our first away game of the 2021-2022 Premier League season after coming off the back of what was a brilliant win against Southampton at Goodison Park last weekend. Coming from behind to win that game, of course, the first time we have been behind at half-time and actually won a game of football in the Premier League since September 2015. A mad stat, I know, but just shows how important and how good of a victory that was last weekend for Everton. And now we've got a really tough challenge on our hands, and you guys, Leeds United, obviously didn't start the season too well against Manchester United last time out, but the way in which Leeds play and the style in which and the system in which Leeds play in, you're going to get results like that. We saw it last season on a couple of occasions against Manchester United again last season, where, you know, there was games in which, because you attack so fluently and you get forward and you're such a threat going forward, sometimes you can leave yourself exposed defensively, and teams like Manchester United will make you pay for that. Hopefully Everton can do the same at the weekend. Leeds are a very exciting side to watch, and certainly a very good attacking side. And given them some of the mistakes that Everton made in the first half against Southampton, I even said it myself a couple of days ago, we won't be able to make those mistakes against Leeds, because Leeds will make us, will punish us for those mistakes, so we simply can't afford to do that. So it's going to be a really interesting and difficult game. For Everton. I know Charlie mentioned obviously the fans being back at Ellen Road for the first time since returning to the Premier League. That'll be absolutely massive. I know myself from being an Everton season ticket holder how amazing it was to go and watch Everton at Goodison Park, a packed out Goodison Park for the first time in 18 months, 16 months last weekend. So I know the atmosphere is going to be absolutely immense there. I'm actually travelling down to Ellen Road myself, obviously, to be part of the away end, and I know the atmosphere is going to be absolutely booming, and it'll be a really difficult test for Everton, a really difficult test. Everton had a fantastic away record last season, and an abysmal home record, and I think a lot of that was down to the fact that there was no fans in the stadiums. We didn't have that crowd at Goodison Park to get behind the players, which is why we lost so many silly games at Goodison Park, and the opposition didn't have the crowd when we were away from home, so we were able to pick up wins away from home that we wouldn't typically get. Obviously, we beat you guys at Ellen Road as well. So I think it'll be a difficult game. I do think it'll be a difficult game. Leeds are a very exciting side. Very exciting side. Like I said, a side that have got a system, a style, and never really change from that system, even if, sometimes it doesn't work and sometimes the result doesn't go your way. You'll have your Manchester United where you might lose 5-1 or you might lose 4-1, etc. But you'll also have games this season, I've got no doubt, where you win 4-5-1, 6-1, and it's absolutely electric and you're loving it. Hopefully, Saturday isn't one of those days, obviously from an Everton point of view, but like I said, Leeds are the side that I'm always wary of, because you don't really know what you're going to get. You know what you're going to get in terms of system, but you don't know how us as an opposition are going to be able to deal with that. Obviously, we've got the attacking threat of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison, no James Rodriguez for this one, according to him himself. We haven't heard anything from the club, but that's according to him, the player himself. So I'd like to hope that on the counter-attack we can utilise your Richarlisons, your Dominic Calvert-Lewins, and try and, sort of, again, hit you when you're coming forward on the counter-attack, because I think that's the best way to sort of get in behind the Leeds United defence is to counter, but we have to be able to do that well. Hopefully Damari Gray, Andros Townsend can be part of that. But like I said, defensively we have to be on our game. We simply have to be on our game. We can't be allowing stupid mistakes like we did against Southampton, because Leeds will make us pay for that. Players like Rafinha, Jack Harrison, who I'm a massive fan of. I thought I was a massive advocate of Everton trying to go and get Jack Harrison before he moved to Leeds on a permanent this summer. I think he's a fantastic player. Obviously Patrick Bamford, who had a really good returning season to the Premier League last season, probably quite unlucky to not get in the England squad for the Euros as well. And you've got some real good talented players throughout the squad. The one player that I'm a little bit wary of is Calvin Phillips, personally, for me. Obviously, I know he was on the bench against Manchester United, and I'm sure he'll start this one with having an extra week's training. And I sort of look at Calvin Phillips and I think, he is that midfielder that if you can console, if you can, for me, this game is going to be won in the midfield. Whoever wins the midfield battle, for me, will win this game of football. And we've got Alan and Abdoulaye Doucouré, who were fantastic last week against Southampton. The pair of them were absolutely electric. And if they can perform like that again on Saturday, then I think there's a chance that we can control the midfield. But Calvin Phillips is a fantastic footballer. And, he typically, he keeps control of the ball and he sprays it off to the forward line. And he's the middleman, isn't he, between, to make everything happen for the rest of the Leeds team. And my worry is if we can't mark Calvin Phillips out the game, if we can't, stop Calvin Phillips from doing that, stop Calvin Phillips from pulling the strings, then we could be in for a really difficult afternoon. I know you've got your quality, your Rafinhas, your Jack Harrisons, your Patrick Bamfords, etc. But Calvin Phillips, for me, is the sort of, like I said, he's the choreographer behind all of those, those actors doing their amazing parts. He's the brains behind it. He's a fantastic player. So hopefully we can deal with him in the midfield. Didn't do too well of a job at doing it last season, but hopefully we can do a decent job this season. And like I said, it's going to be a really exciting game of football. It'll be difficult for Everton. It will be difficult. I don't take anything from the Manchester United game last week, because I know that, like I said, Leeds will have probably another couple of those results, unfortunately, this season. I know you might want to hear it, but you'll also have many more of the 4-5-1 wins because of the way you play and the way in which you attack, which is too much for a lot of Premier League sides. And hopefully Everton aren't one of them. Hopefully Everton can deal with that on Saturday. Charlie has asked me for my predicted starting 11 for this game as well, from an Everton point of view, of course. I'm going to go for Jordan Pickford in goal. Didn't do anything wrong against Southampton. Made a couple of really good saves, but other than that, he didn't really have much to do whatsoever. Wasn't a fault for the goal. So I'm going to go for Jordan Pickford in goal. I'm going to go for Lucas Digne at left back. For me, there's still an argument there that he's the best left back in the country. But other than that, we've got no other option. So Lucas Digne at left back. Seamus Coleman at right back. Obviously, right back is an area that we still need to address. But as of now, we haven't. So Seamus will be in there at right back. And I'm going to go with Yerry Mina and Michael Keane at centre half. Again, I don't know if Ben Godfrey will be available. If Ben Godfrey's available and out of isolation, I'll go with Yerry Mina and Ben Godfrey. But for me, Yerry Mina's got to be in there. I said it the other day. I don't think Mason Holgate and Michael Keane can play together, to be honest with you. I just don't think there's enough confidence there. I don't think there's enough belief there, as we saw it in the first half against Southampton. And then it's a toss-up between, obviously, Mason Holgate and Michael Keane, who partners Yerry Mina. And to be honest, the reason I've chosen Michael Keane is because I look back at the beginning of last season and I actually think Michael Keane and Yerry Mina had a really good partnership together. I thought they played really well when they played together. I think they played the opening first 7 games and we went undefeated at the beginning of last season. And Michael Keane, I think, is a much better player when he's got a much more confident defender next to him, and Yerry Mina is that confident defender. So I'm going to go with those 4 in the defence. I'm going to go with Abdoulaye Doucouré and Alan in the centre of the midfield. Like I said, absolutely brilliant against Southampton, and hopefully they can continue that. I'm going to go with Andros Townsend on the right, Demarai Gray through the middle, and Richarlison on the left, and then Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front. That could obviously change to Demarai Gray on the left, Townsend on the right, and Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin as strikers, or we could go with a 4-3-3 and put, probably put, what would it be? It'd probably be Andros Townsend into the midfield, and then the other 3 as the front 3. So very different options, but those are the 11 players that I'm going to say will play on Saturday. I'd actually like to see them in a 4-4-2, to be honest, because I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison have got a partnership as a strike partnership. I think there's something there that we still are yet to see more of. Obviously, when Richarlison went up front against Southampton, we played an awful lot better. So who knows? Let's wait and see. Massive thanks to Charlie and everybody over at Chatting Leeds for letting me come on and give my thoughts from an Everton point of view about the game on Saturday. Best of luck for the season. Hopefully Everton managed to get the 3 points, but look, like I said, a lot of respect for Leeds, very historical side, and I'll be down at Ellen Road myself to watch the game. So massive thanks, Charlie, for letting me come on. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, big thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.
So then, guys, that's the thoughts from Cameron, the Everton fan from the Mighty Blues YouTube channel. A lot of good points there, a lot of valid points that I agree with. But one thing that I disagree on is that he thinks Everton were going to take 3 points. Of course, he is going to say that as an Everton fan, but I'm incredibly confident for this one, especially with the factor of a full Ellen Road behind our team. So yeah, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please smash the like button. Please subscribe and share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Once again, big thank you to Cameron from the Mighty Blues for featuring on this video. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you very much for watching.